All right, good morning. Well, afternoon to you guys. Happy day 51 of the challenge. I feel like I do a terrible job introducing myself, so I'm going to make sure I take a moment to do that. My name is Deanna Reese Williams, and I am on a 75-day challenge to complete chapters 2 and 3 of my doctoral my PsyD, my applied doctoral project, aka a dissertation. For those of you that are like, what is an applied doctoral project? I won't get into that in this video, but I am on day 50 out of 75 days, and basically I'm well on my way. Last night I completed two very lengthy paragraphs of chapter 2. So just summarizing the theories. I just needed to make sure that I summarize those first. So the next part, I will be summarizing the history of mothers in incarceration, and then gender-specific needs or gender-specific things around women versus men that are incarcerated, and programming that may or may not be available to them. So I will have that, and I'll also be talking about summarizing the typical program that women actually receive whenever they are released from prison, which a lot of programming is around housing, employment, vocational, sometimes education, but there's not a lot of programming specifically for mothers, but how to be a parent. And not so much that the program I'm developing is like, this is everything you need to do to be a parent. It's really about like reconnecting, establishing the relationship. How do you discipline your child? Like, what strategy should you use? What strategy should you not use? So I hope just giving you guys a little bit of that is good, but also a big piece of my challenge, it also includes me doing some type of movement every single day. And what that means is some level of exercise, whatever I can do. So I belong to a CrossFit gym, but because I work full time at a community college, sometimes it's really challenging for me to go to the gym that day. And this is for a variety of reasons. Partly because my schedule. So I teach early childhood education courses full time at a community college, and basically I teach at night, because if you know anything about early childhood, most of the folks that are taking the classes, especially at a community college level, they are already working in the field. So there's no way I could offer a 12 o'clock class. I would be the only one showing up. So all of my classes start after 5 o'clock and they end at either 7:30 or 7:45. So my office hours typically start at 4, or I will also have office hours after class because, again, my students are working. And even though I offer 4 o'clock office hours, kind of counterproductive, because I know most of the students can't sign on at that time because they're usually getting off from work. So I offer office hours after class on Mondays and Tuesdays, and typically Thursday. Wednesday is the only night that I don't really meet with students after class because it's super late. Now here's the caveat. When I go to campus, I travel there 2 days out of the week. That's on Wednesdays and Fridays, and it's a 4-hour commute round trip. I know people are like, oh my gosh, 4 hours, how do you do it? Listen, I already live in a rural part of Arizona, so commuting is a normal thing of my life. And when I used to work in social work, I often had to drive sometimes an hour or an hour and a half to go meet with families, and that had to happen like at least twice a week. It's just how it is. So that's what makes it challenging for me to go to CrossFit every single day. Now, with that being said, I also have a spin bike at home, so I will get on my spin bike, or I will walk. I really do enjoy walking outside. I really enjoy it. Another part of my life passion is like nature-based education in early childhood, so you can just only imagine me taking a walk. A few weeks ago when I was in Texas, I was doing these, I call them 10Ks with my mom and her friend. But it was such a beautiful walk. It was so scenic. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. So anyways, that's a little bit about the challenge. I don't have any time restrictions on the movement simply because of my schedule, but I usually tell myself at minimum I want to try to move for 15 minutes. That's like the minimum, but the goal is always like 20 minutes or more when I'm thinking about heart health and stuff like that. So, but what I love about CrossFit is I like the challenge, I like the lifting. That's what I enjoy. So I always try to make it a goal to go at least 2 to 3 days out of the week, and then my other days can be filled in with walking and spin bike. So that's that. However, with the writing, I have to make sure that I'm writing at minimum or working on my paper at minimum 45 minutes a day. So that's where I really feel like I needed the major commitment when it came to doing this challenge. I'm like, look, you know you're going to exercise because you enjoy exercising. But even though I enjoy writing, this is a different type of writing. This is not my creative writing and being an indie children's book author. It's none of that business. And it's all about, really doing some extensive research. So I usually do daily vlogs giving you guys updates on what I'm going to do for the challenge that day, and then usually have some chatty conversation. So today I wanted to make sure I reintroduce myself for those of you that don't know who I am, because I'm noticing I'm getting like a steady six people that are viewing this content. The fact that you're willing to watch my content daily, I'm just like impressed. But I'm also very humble and thankful, and I hope that by me sharing my journey, it encourages you to figure out something that you've been trying to tackle and challenge, and then go for it. So anyways, I'm on my way to get a pedicure. The college is closing half day early today because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And so good thing I was tipped off last week, which I had no plans to drive to the campus last week. I already knew I wasn't going to campus, but just in case those that were planning to, I was not. I've been there. It's my 6th year. I know better to not hold class, at least on campus. So I will still have, I'm not even going to say it's like real class tonight, but basically I shared this in the weekly vlog, but for those that want guidance on the research paper and feedback, I will be logging on for that, or they can simply send me an email and I will review and edit their papers and go from there. So anyways, I have arrived to the pedicure location, and I've already been like kind of off the cuff this week because I've been staying up super late. Oh my gosh, I've been staying up very late. I actually went to bed before 2 because I knew I had to get up early, because we have not one, but 2 geriatric dogs, one of which is on heart medication. So I had to make sure that I got up by 7 to give her medication. And don't worry, she's not going to let me forget it. Or the other dogs won't let me forget it either. So that's the plan. And then I'm going to go to CrossFit at 3. I know I'm still glammed up, but Wednesday, it's a habit to look nice, like I'm just not going to be in my athleisure all day. But I will go to CrossFit, and I do want to do some recordings later on. I need to get some recordings done because I'm going to be sharing with you guys the post event of the book signing. Well, book signing leading into it, and then post-event stuff. But I need to do like one quick video clip just kind of explaining what was going on. So anyways, I've got that, and I'm planning on rolling out a series, and I believe the series is going to be around this doctoral journey. Since I'm working diligently on this challenge, I feel like I need to share more of that experience. And I want to say like a big shout out. Y'all always know that myself and Dee are always talking to each other. What she doesn't know is that some of my friends call me Dee as well, but that's another story for another day. But she's just really inspired me to be like, you know, kind of sharing what I love about her channel. She is sharing her journey as a writer and as someone who's going to be releasing like her first movie next fall. We're going to claim that it's going to happen. So I'm like, you know what? I need to share this. Although I'm sharing daily vlogs about the 75-day challenge, I don't feel like there's a lot of conversation about 40-plus-year-old women or people seeking their doctorate at this age. And I want to make sure that I record that, not just for myself, because I also need to be reminded, why am I doing this? Trust me. And then most importantly, I think it will be good for other people to hear as well if they're thinking about it. And why are you seeking this doctorate? Because that's what it's going to boil down to. Like, what do you plan to do with it when you're done? And so I want to do some pre-recorded stuff and to be able to share that part of my journey. And I feel like I'm probably going to take that approach with other things that I do in my videos or in my content, because I'm also an indie children's book author, an entrepreneur, college professor, like all these things. There's different ways that I can share different pieces of it. So hopefully it will give people just another perspective, because I feel like there's a lot of people our age, we're holding on to a lot of information, and there are people our age or younger or older that want to hear it, but we're not always transparent about the process. So thank you, Dee, for being super transparent, because now you've inspired me to be like, I should share the why and what am I doing and some tips and all the things and how. Because there's a lot of things I've learned in this last 51 days, that's for sure, that I wish I would have known when I first started getting this doctorate in the first place. So anyways, I will chat with y'all later. Bye. Okay guys, I'm officially done getting my pedicure, and now I'm going to be kind of rushing home. I have to rush home and get changed so I can head to Crossfit. And yeah, so, and grab a snack because I only had yogurt and granola and decaf coffee this morning. So the pedicure was amazing, and I'm glad I did it, because I honestly like to go into this holiday as relaxed as possible, because a lot of people are just kind of crazy. Even on the road, I started noticing traffic changes, not just in town, but driving to work. The traffic was getting really crazy, especially 18-wheelers at night. So anyways, as far as the challenge, I will be getting the movement part of the challenge done in the next half hour to an hour, because CrossFit is 1 hour long. And then I will have class shortly after. That's not till 5:15, and I explained to you guys earlier that we're not meeting the whole time. It's really just supporting the students in the writing. But while I was in my pedicure, I've been thinking about different type of series that I want to do, and also thinking about Vlogmas. And I'm just curious if any of you guys that have channels, if you plan to participate in Vlogmas. And if you don't know what it is, basically you vlog every day until Christmas. And ironically, I feel like I've been preparing for that for the last, 30 plus days. So I don't feel like I have any issue with vlogging, but I do feel like I'm going to try. Listen, we're going to try. I can't guarantee anything, but I will try to be intentional of mixing a little bit of my usual day-to-day vlogging, like I do car chronicle stuff with you guys, along with how I do my longer form weekly type of vlogs. We'll see. It's going to be really testing my editing skills, I can tell you that right now. So I cannot guarantee that it's going to be perfect, but I do have a couple of things in mind for Vlogmas that I want to do. But I was just curious if other people plan to be doing Vlogmas, and what are some topics or things that you would like me to be doing during Vlogmas. I think that would be helpful for me to know from you guys as viewers what you're looking for. And of course, during Vlogmas, I still am going to be doing the challenge until December 22nd. And that's going to take me right into the week of Christmas. So I have plenty to do for at least the first 22 days of Vlogmas. But aside from writing, because I have a feeling I will be done with chapters 2 and 3 before December 22nd. So that means I'm going to have to shift my challenge in a little bit, not by much, but it's like, what happens if I finish early? I don't know. I never thought that I would finish early. We were just praying we'd finish on time. That was the goal. So we will see. But aside from that, today's CrossFit workout, I'm chuckling because I think I may have did this workout last year. I can't remember, but I just know it involves deadlifting, and that's one of my other favorite lifts. I enjoy deadlifts and I enjoy bench press. I would say that I enjoy front and back squats, but because my legs are so strong, according to the coaches, and my arms, they're like, you have really good strength. I'm like, let's just thank the child athlete that I was, and let's face it, still am, just not competing, right? For muscle memory, because that's what it boils down to. It's a lot of muscle memory. And I started lifting weights when I was 14, and I'm 41, if it gives you perspective. So even when I was bench pressing yesterday, my partner, she was like, this is really easy for you. And I'm like, well, I've been bench pressing a really long time. That's the only reason why it's easy. And I can bench press, I think, more than what people expect. Because when people see me, they see plus size, but they don't understand I've been working out since I was a kid. This is nothing new. And plus, to have a plus size body, your body, you got to have some sort of weight, muscle to hold up your body. So anyways, that's another story for another day. I'm not going to get into all the biomechanics of fitness because I'm not that channel, but yeah, there's a lot of great content out there talking about it. So yeah, and I didn't even do my max on the bench press yesterday. It was just like we threw in a 6 set just for fun. And I'm like, man, I really want to know what my max is now. But anyways, so back to the channel ideas. I have some channel series that I definitely am going to do. One of which talking about doctoral journey and my why and what am I writing about. My second one, I definitely want to do something for non-traditional students, non-traditional college students, or people that are interested in going to college. I just think that there needs to be space out there for that. And I'm definitely a non-traditional student and a non-traditional faculty member. I come from a practitioner base versus strictly research. So whenever I'm teaching my courses, sure, I can lecture you, give you all the theories and all of that, but I can actually tell you how those theories work in practice because I've done it before versus researching it. There's nothing wrong with research and there's nothing wrong with having practitioners. You got to have a little bit of both, but I will say that higher education can have its, every field has its special breeds where people think they're better because they went to this institution, or they look down upon you, and it just I don't want to say every space has toxicity, but there is a level of toxicity in different spaces. I personally, I know what I have accomplished and been able to do, and I have had my encounter with a faculty member it was really disheartening and really discouraging and really frustrating, because it was my first time really encountering that elitist type of attitude. And so much so that when it comes to me completing my doctorate, I have no intentions on celebrating with anybody, with most of my peers that I work with at my college, because I'm like, don't try to celebrate me now, because now we're quote unquote equals, when you were judging, questioning the things that I was doing. And I'm like, no, I will celebrate with family and friends that want to celebrate me versus people that want to join the bandwagon because now they think we're equals. And newsflash, I'm like, we've been equals the whole time. So, and that's the funny thing about college and higher education. I figured out at 19, when I went into the workforce in early childhood, that these people didn't care where I got my education from. They really didn't. And I no longer was sold on the idea that I had to go to a specific university in order to be respected and all this other stuff. I think it depends on the field that you're in. But even still, I think whatever works best for you, your budget, your situation, that's what you need to go to. That's where you need to go. And don't even get me started if you're a military spouse and you've had to try to go to school. That's another story for another day. So, anyways, I pulled up to in front of my house. I've got to hurry up and change, and I also have to eat or grab a snack or two. So hopefully I will catch you guys coming back from CrossFit. I don't know. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Hey guys, I wanted to hop on really quick and just say I went to CrossFit and we did the turducken workout. Look out for my short. You guys will actually see what I actually needed to do. I did it in 22 minutes and 3 seconds. Why is this a big deal? Because I did not scale the workout at all. I typically, if there's weights and we're working out, I don't always do the recommended weighted amount. I think it was like 95 pounds for deadlifts. And I said, I'm going to do 80. But in terms of how many reps I did, if it said 20 deadlifts and 50 step-ups and all of that, I did it. And the fact that I did it in 22 minutes and 3 seconds is a big deal because, as you know, I have been healing and recovering from a sciatica injury since June. It is days from December, and I feel like physically I'm back to where I was before I was injured, and I'm just so thankful because I think part of it was the challenge, part of it was, well, a couple of things I changed. The challenge, because I had to move every day. That's key for sciatica, according to my physical therapist. 2, I invested into better sneakers for when I'm working remotely and even when I go to campus. I know Hoka's are not the cutest sneakers, but I wear them Monday through Friday consistently, even when I go to campus. So then on the weekend, if I want to wear all of my cute shoes, I can, but at least I'm not standing on like concrete and tile and all of those things, which is just compressing the nerve and then compressing like the sciatica, or not just the sciatica, but the spine. That was also a big thing. Also, our mattress, which in normal circumstances, would we have replaced our mattress? Probably not. But up until early September, my husband was really honestly sleeping in the guest room mattress because it was much firmer. Our old mattress was a pillow top. It was maybe 7.5 years old. And they say that you can have a mattress for 10 years. We couldn't handle, like literally my sciatica, my back, my leg could not handle another day, another moment with that mattress. So we invested into a purple mattress. The purple mattress, the Hoka's, I also usually at the beginning of the academic year, I will add something to enhance my teaching life. So because I couldn't handle sitting, that means I couldn't sit at my desk to teach. I invested into a standing desk, which is why I needed the Hokas, because I wasn't used to standing, but I couldn't tolerate sitting. It was rough. It was rough. And all of this so I could be able to commute to work the 2 days that I was required to. I had to make adjustments. And then what I learned from going to physical therapy, pretty much all the movements we were doing was everything I did in CrossFit. So when I went to the gym, I was like, look, I just need all these movements scaled so I can do it. And I think just keeping myself moving along with exercise and the stretching, I now stretch every single day, every day, especially my back. I always stretch that every single day, no matter what. Even if I feel great, I always stretch my back because I never want to feel that pain again. So the fact that I was able to complete the turducken workout in 22 minutes and 3 seconds, and the movements were deadlifts, 20 deadlifts, 30 ring rows, 50 step ups, and I'm missing one. Anyways, I'll have to type it out somewhere, but it was a lot of rounds. I think it ended up being like 8 to 10 rounds of like the same kind of repetitive movements, but yeah, I did it, got it done. So happy day 51 to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, because you guys should be seeing this video tomorrow if you celebrate this holiday. And I hope you enjoy your time with your family or friends or whatever you choose to do. Of course, I'm going to check in tomorrow. I mean, I can't skip day 52. It's a challenge. So you guys will see that video on Friday, but take care and I will talk to y'all soon. Good morning and good night later.